This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Professor Richard Conroy, the chairman of Karelian Diamond Resources, is with us today. Now, Richard, we usually speak regarding Conroy, but today we're going to be focusing on Karelian. So I wonder, to start us off, can you take us through the company and the portfolio of diamond projects?
Yes, indeed. And Karelian, at one stage, indeed, was part of Conroy Diamonds and Gold, it was called. And we decided that it merited a separate company, Karelian Diamond Resources, and the emphasis has been on Finland. Finland has great potential for diamonds. We've an active exploration program, which has been very successful, and we've also acquired the Latioki diamond deposit, on which we have a mining concession and are moving towards gaining a mining permit. So the main focus of our activities is in Finland. That doesn't mean that we can't, from time to time, look elsewhere and always keep an open eye for other opportunities. But primarily, Karelian Diamond Resources, as its name suggests, is concentrated on the Karelian craton in Finland. A very large craton, by the way, larger than the Great Slave Craton in Canada, where so many finds have been made, diamond finds.
Okay. Can you just tell us a little bit about the deposit? I understand there's pink and green diamonds here.
Well, we have actually discovered a green diamond. In the deposit, there are pink diamonds. And particularly at this time, this is very important financially because on the one hand, pink diamonds are becoming increasingly sought after. Recently, I had the $57 million purchase in Hong Kong of one of the very big pink diamonds. But generally speaking, they are now regarded as among the very best of diamonds to obtain. And to put that in perspective, the Argyle mine in Australia, a very, very large diamond mine, which was producing most of the pink diamonds, even though they still comprised only 5% of the total output of the mine, they were responsible for over 50% of the revenues of the mine. And indeed, it's very much in our advantage now that the Argyle mine has closed. That has had two effects. It means that 80% of the source of pink diamonds has now ceased. And secondly, the Argyle mine was producing a very high percentage of the world's diamonds, probably somewhere between 35 and 40%. So it's very advantageous for us at this time to have a diamond deposit with pink diamonds in it, and to see the price of diamonds and demand for diamonds, particularly pink diamonds, rising. So we're very, very comfortable with that situation.
Okay. Now, some recent news from the company then. You have recently completed an aerial survey with UAV. You've flown 250 kilometers over the diamond target area. What did the results show you, Richard?
Those results are giving a great deal of information to our technical people on the magnetics of the area. And magnetics can be key to discovering the source of diamonds. And we're obviously particularly interested in the area that we've just flown, in that it was in that area related to it that we discovered a green diamond. And of course, the discovery of a diamond is the best possible indicator that you can have. So we know there's a green diamond there. We've discovered it. Now we're looking for the source of the green diamond and any other diamonds that were there. And it's also advantageous, as in your first question, you mentioned both pink and green diamonds. And next to pink diamonds, green diamonds are probably among the best that you can find. And we're delighted that we know that in this area on which we've just carried out this drone survey, that green diamonds exist, because we found one. The survey itself will, I hope, give our people, it will be a lot of looking at it and considering it and so on, analyzing the actual data. But what we're hoping to do is to, from it, have one or more drilling targets that hopefully we'll be able to start drilling this summer and get at least one or two of them drilled. So it's very exciting. We'd love to find the source of the green diamond, and we think we're very close to it.
Okay. Well, you mentioned drilling there. I wonder if I can ask you what work has been completed to date on the project, and indeed, what does this summer drilling program look like?
The work that's been completed on the project has been in the Kufmo area, has been primarily this survey of ground geophysics. And we had at one stage thought that this would take up a great deal of time. As you say, we have done 250 kilometer lines of survey. To try to do that on foot, particularly in Finland, where you've got a lot of forests, a lot of lakes and hills and all the rest of it, could have taken up a very considerable time. But by using the innovative technique that's come in over the last 3 or 4 years of using, in effect, drones, you can get a great deal of information, and you can get it relatively quickly compared certainly with walking the ground. You do that as well, obviously, for general reasons. So this means that we would hope this summer to commence drilling, to have targets which are correlated both with the geophysics, the magnetic changes, and correlated also, of course, with the other work that we've already done in the area, particularly the geochemistry and the drilling which we've done, which has already confirmed that there are kimberlite bodies present in the area. So it's all looking, I must say, very interesting, very encouraging. And we'd certainly like to get started drilling this summer. And I think now with the geophysics that we've just done, we'll be able to do so.
Okay, good. Well, I'm sure we can catch up again as and when the drills start turning to catch up on how that's going. I wonder if we can just turn to the diamond market. It's a little bit different, I understand, to the precious metals or the industrials metals market. Can you take us through the diamond market and its performance?
Well, the diamond market is indeed a totally different market to the metals market, where you have the industrial use of the metals, or perhaps for precious metals, not only in industrial use, but the actual financial implications of gold and so on. Whereas diamonds certainly can be extremely valuable, and indeed can be a source of wealth, and a very convenient source of wealth. But in recent years, there has been an oversupply of diamonds, and the market price has tended downwards. And as well as that, of course, you had the effect of COVID. But now that has changed very much. De Beers, the main players in the market, had an increase of over 20%. I think it's 21, 22% over the last 12 months, despite COVID, because the market in the United States, one of the main markets, has picked up. The market in China has risen again. And even in India, which does a lot of work in use of diamonds, the market there is also considerably improving. And of course, one of the other big factors, I mentioned the Argyle mine. The Argyle mine was producing something like 40%, certainly high 30s to 40% of the diamonds, and that was overloading the market. There have been no discoveries of any similarly sized diamond deposit in the last many years. So that large source of diamonds is now gone. Also, of course, from our particular point of view, not only does that mean that there's an increase in the price and demand for diamonds, which we expect to see coming in a rather big way, probably in the 23, 24, that sort of period, but also it means that 80% of the production of pink diamonds has now gone off the market. So it's a very, very good time for us to be looking forward to joining the market. It is a specialized market. It is going upwards, but the period from 2016, 2017 was probably one of the lowest periods since the mid-80s, 1986. But now the market is moving upwards, and particularly the market in our specialty, pink diamonds. So we're very comfortable with the situation there.
Okay, good. Now, I notice a big headline from your news releases and on the website that Karelian will have the first diamond mine in Europe once developed. But I wonder if you can give any comparable projects that people can draw comparisons between Karelian.
Certainly. There are, we've got a very good project indeed, and I'll speak a little bit further about that in a moment or two, if I may. But there are comparable projects in the world, but very few of them at the advanced stage that we are at, which gives us a great advantage at this particular time. And also, they're either in the traditional area of Southern Africa, or in parts of Australia, which obviously have their not so much difficulties, but expenses of production and so on, if you're 600 miles out in the outback in Australia. But probably the closest to us at the moment is the North Arrow mine, or potential mine, and that's up in Nunavut in the very far north of Canada, up in the very much the top of the Arctic Canada. It's a good deposit, excellent deposit, and they'll be going through much the same process as we'll be going through. But on the other hand, from the point of view of accessing it, you can either only reach it during the summertime when the seas are no longer frozen. They're frozen most of the year round up at Nunavut, or you fly in and out of it. And this, of course, adds very considerably to the actual costs of exploration, the capex cost when the mine will be developed, and indeed the operating costs of such a mine. But they have done a deal. I think it's for 40% for a partner coming in, a joint venture partner, and certainly one would see that mine coming in. But on the other hand, we're in an area in which you have in the immediate vicinity access by road. We can even drive into the deposit on a side road. You have power supply immediately on hand. You have a mining area. People are familiar with mining. So you're in an excellent situation from a point of not only the work that has to be completed on it, doing it at a much lower cost than is possible in the far north of Canada, but as well as that, when we're bringing in the mine, the actual capital costs will be far below those in the north of Canada or in the outback in Australia. And also the operating costs, which are even more important, will be very, very competitive. So we're very comfortable with the situation there. We've got a nice deposit, one containing pink diamonds. One of the main works that we'll be doing over the next while will be ascertaining the actual percentage of those pink colored diamonds. But it's a nice deposit. It's situated in a very good area where we can bring it in at a relatively competitive capital cost and certainly a very competitive operating cost at a time when the diamond market is moving upwards.
Okay. Well, let's come on to the other project that you have. It's the Setapira project. It's also in Finland. Can you tell us about this?
But Setapira is part of the Kuufmo area of Finland, and we've been doing quite a lot of exploration there. It's in the Kuufmo area that we found the green diamond. It's in the Kuufmo area that we found another kimberlite body, Rihavara. Setapira wasn't found by us. It was found by Ashton some years back. What we've done there is show that it's actually a very large kimberlite body. It covers about 6 hectares. We've also confirmed that it its diamondiferous content. And there may be the possibility of rather large diamonds there, and that's one of the things that we'll be looking at. But the whole region, Karelian region, in which we're carrying out this exploration, has, of course, enormous potential. People, I don't think, fully take it on board yet, that you have on the Russian side of the border, you have the Lomonosov deposits, probably now the largest producing diamond deposits in the world. You have the Grib Pipe, which is another world-class deposit. We, on the Finnish side of the border, already have the Latioki deposit. And as well as that, a very active and very promising exploration program. So I think one's going to hear a lot more about the Karelian Craton in coming years as people begin to realize its potential, its significance. In addition to that, from our immediate point of view, when we bring in the mine at Latioki, one, it's likely on its own merits, totally on its own merits, to be a very profitable mine. But in addition, as you mentioned, it will in fact be the first diamond mine in Europe outside the two Russian ones that I've just mentioned. And will certainly turn that to commercial advantage. The Canadians have already led the way there by hallmarking diamonds from Canada. And we'll also propose to hallmark the diamonds that we'll be producing from Finland. So we have a lot of very positive things going for the Latioki deposit and for our work in Finland.
Okay. Well, just a final question for you, Richard. You've recently done a raise, you've got the funding, you've mentioned about the summer drill program. What can investors keep an eye on to look out for from activities from the company?
Well, we're in a very comfortable position now. As you say, we've done a funding, so we're able to go ahead with our programs. We don't have any debt, we have no bank debt and very little other than some small commercial things. So the money will be able to go into the ground, and we'll be looking forward, on the one hand, with the Latioki deposit, where it's just been held up at the moment, because under Finnish law, there must be a public meeting before we're finally issued with the permissions in relation to mine permitting. So that COVID is, thank goodness, coming under control in Finland as elsewhere in the world. So we can look forward to that happening. And then we'll be moving ahead initially with a drilling program at the eastern end of the deposit, which we know there's the diamonds and the figures from the western end, but what we want is a parcel of diamonds, decent parcel of diamonds with bulk sampling from the eastern end, because that certainly looks as though it may be even better than the western end. So those are the sort of things we'll be going ahead with there as soon as we get permission to do so. And in the meantime, of course, we have this very attractive, very promising program over in the Kufmo region. You've mentioned Setapira already, and we also have Rihavara. We have a number of other anomalies that we've discovered. And of course, most of all, we have this actual discovery of a diamond, and we're looking to hunt down the actual source of that diamond. And the fact that it's green, of course, increases the attractiveness of the project. So we're going to, I think, be looking forward to quite an active program over this coming summer, certainly of drilling for the exploration for the green diamond, and hopefully the commencement of works towards bringing in the Latioki diamond deposit. So I think our shareholders can look forward to a pretty active period over the next while. We have money in, we'll be getting on with things, and I think people will begin to realize the very substantial value of what we have, the very substantial potential of what is there. And we'll be looking, as regards the development, we will well do something like look, for example, at a joint venture, as the mine in Canada has been brought in on that basis. So I think the shareholders can look forward to a very interesting and active, and I hope very successful time.
Okay, well, I look forward to following the story, Richard. But for now, Professor Richard Conroy, the chairman of Karelian Diamond Resources, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.